So, ladies and gentlemen, here vis-a-vis the others is me, actually Wine Hassan, as it's toned. So, let's take a look on the various issues, the issues that we are that are complicating us in today's arenas. Of course, we have. We have general here things from here that you are looking. They are all areas that we found very confusing, and they are confusing us everywhere we try to departure. We have confusions. Our people refuse to use the real copyright. They got it twisted all along. If you look on the Sudan map is twisted. They close this line here, they close in this one look different, this one look different. They don't look like this eitherly. So we are trying to use a force so that this policy here will be used like this. Okay, so these are our agenda here. So the areas are basically we have a heavy challenge on Sudan. And if you look, first to begin with, this is the Chief Financial Administrative Director, okay, of the Stone Finance Bank, okay. So that is the Chief Financial Administrative Director, CFAD Bank, which was this one here, that logo there you are seeing, okay, particularly the logo there you are seeing. This logo here, CFAD Bank, that one there, and that logo, how we updated the logo. Now they become they become a carrier, okay. So it's basically a carrier, and then with that carrier we have written something here all along on those areas here, and then written everything right there. You can see that is basically career base, okay, basically career base, and then they tackle almost every portional part of the event. And then if you look on the Sudan, that is basically Sudan, having all the divisions there, and then having all the statements here recheck back, and then that is the statements here for the awareness of those areas that you are seeing to basically, okay, and then who we are and then what we do actually here. So, and if you look here, this one here, Sudan East African nations, of course, is a criminal record checks, okay. So they works basically as the this one, the criminal record checks normal covers that line of the map that has been divided into two. Their main purpose is to research that map and then look if how they are divided, why and how. SA stand for Sudan, Sudan Army, and Sudan Army Forces. Okay, Sudan Army Forces, or Sudan Army and Border Authority. Okay, that's the Sudan Army. Okay, they stand for Sudan Army. And then, and if you look here, that is SFDF, SDF, and then that is the Sudan Defense Forces. Okay, so we have another Sudan Defense Forces. Right there, you can see as we thoroughly engaged that area there. That is actually we deal with the Sudan Defense Forces, and then we deal with the UPDF, and then we have what they call KDF there, and then because it's a border, because we say the evidence and exhibit expired, and then what we know is SDF started working out this one South Sudan, and they eat President Salva Kiir out of the all African East African communities. okay, or African Union desk or anywhere. They will move the guy away, and then plus the fake map there. And then the mission of the SDF missions are to ensure, of course, Uganda-Libya relationships is back to normal within this 2023 presidential tasking and the elections. Okay, so the SDF presidential elections and campaign are covered. Okay, covered a wake up to Sudanese churches, that is churches, and then primary schools, high schools, universities and colleges, local businesses, and then along Uganda, Libya, along Uganda, Kenya and English border administrations. That could be the Juba Sudan, okay, the Juba Sudan border. Gulu, Uganda, and then Lokchokyo, Kenya, and then reformed his or her experts, of course, the SDF, State House, Khartoum's or Jubar. And then that is, of course, the areas that we are seeing here, two basic that covers this area here of the SDF, of course. And if you look, the SDF covers, they will cover Numule, which is Equatoria, and then they will cover Ye, Yambio, and then Keji, of course, Tori, which is Magui, and then the end of that area, and then that is of course the Tori area is in the east, and then Ye is in the west, and then the source is in the Numule, Juba, Magui regions, and then that is Juba, let's say it, UPDF area, and then this is the KDF area, which is Tori, and then the KDF area, which is Ye. I mean the UPDF area, which is Ye. Okay, so that is the overview there, of course, how they will tackle that area. That is basically that one. And if you look here, this one here was this one, Zambia. Okay, this was a logo in Zambia that has been made in Zambia. And then the logo itself is saying that is a Keringa retail shop Zambia, and then farm and industrial, that is resorts and hotel. Okay, household items, where you buy your household items. And then if you look here, that is of course Kiriga or Iringa households. And then that is basically they offered a shopping mall, and then the shopping malls are retail tradings. Of course, you buy, you sell, you read, library, they are there, and then you have farming foods, and then you have industrial foods, and then other industrial equipments or materials, and then resorts and hotels. That is basically offered by the Ks, which is Zambia. Zambia does that. And then on the other area, of course, you can see that is the SDF, and then the letter we issue here says that is the Sudan Defense Forces, and then the KDF, Kenyan Defense Forces, the UPDF, Ugandan People Defense Forces, and then we have what they call, of course, that is probation and parole officials, okay, that will ensure this border is secured. Uganda, Kenya, DRC, Central African Republics, borders, Ethiopia and Libya, so they're all secured there. Because you can see we have authorizations toward Juba. The map is there very fake, and then that is the regions they are supposed to, of course, say it their launch. That is SDF or KDF, and then the borders authorities Sudan. That is basically the authorities Sudan. They have to check if the migrants or the citizens are steady there, okay, within the probation parole that has been given for them, if they will still call South Sudan name, or they will avoid calling South Sudan name, or they will avoid using a force to to empower South Sudan other than empowering Sudan in the map here, which has been shown here, other than empowering this section here which we indicated on the map here, or other than working irrelevant of these sections which they are working right there. Okay, so the evidence exhibit expired. Of course, it started working. You can see there South Sudan and the Sudan, the South Sudan and the South Sudan President Salva Kiir, of course, out of all this one, East African National Committee and African Union, of course, they have the SDF mission to ensure, of course, Uganda-Libya relationships back to normal. That is what we are saying here in the presidential tasking and elections. Okay, the SDF for presidential elections and campaign covered wake up today. Sudan charges primary schools, high schools, universities and colleges, local businesses along Uganda, Kenya, English borders, of course, administration to Juba, Sudan, reformed his or her expert SDF State House, Khartoum, Sudan, and Juba, Sudan. Sudan, East Africa, of course, National Criminal Record Checks. That is what we have there. SEAN, CRC, which stand for NSDF and the UPDF and KDF. Right there, you can see for UPDF, of course, it is Ugandan People Defense Forces. Then the KDF, that is Kenyan Defense Forces. If it come to that one, we have them right there. That is UPDF, Ugandan UPDF. And then we have Kenyan Defense Forces right there. And then we have this one, Ethiopian Defense Forces. And then we have Armed Forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We have Central African Republic Air Forces, and then Armed Forces. That is overview. If you look there in this area here, this is Central, this is DRC, this is Uganda, this is Kenya, and this is Ethiopia right there. And then the issue is this area which you are seeing there, South Sudan. Block this line here, block that line. We try to open back there, Sudan down here, and then to be recognized. That's why you can see this mark is right there permanent in the middle for that purpose. And then this is original map here. The fake map we can open for you, even we still have that one there, and then we don't care, and then we will open for you the fake map of that area that we are seeing here. So let's say that this is Sudan country here, so Sudan. When we go Sudan, you can see right there is a closer there. You can see it's a closer up right there. Is a fake map right there. A fake map is right there on the glance right there. You can see this is a fake map right there. A fake map is right there in post right there. You can see right there. This is the fake map right there. This area here you are seeing the blockage here, this division here indicating a fake map is totally very fake, okay, not original. So vis-a-vis you have to we have to ensure is if we are really gonna work for the original, and then we're gonna have the original map really installed right there back. The really Sudan map you can see is a very fake map right there. That is why we are saying is how these SDF groups, the military have to ensure they back up that Sudan map, and then work very well with these East African community forces, so that they work all that area, and then without source on it, and then so that source will be uninstalled from the world map to uninstall source Sudan from world map, and then securely installed Sudan map on world map, which has been used in 2004. And then you know this is 2023. The map is very fake, and then we wanted that original copy of 2004 reinstalled and re-updated on the system. That's why if you look on that emphasis or on this emphasis that we are putting here, they basically demonstrated this area here we are repairing things that has been blocked, like this one here, so that this original map which you are seeing there, like this one here, will be put in place, because this guy was right there in the middle. We did not touch it right there. You can see this is original map of the Sudan. Everything look there original, like little bit reasonable right there, more than what you are seeing, and then here it look more reasonable than what you are seeing right there. That is how they deserve to be looking. Okay, alongside this one, alongside this wall map here, because this is a wall map. This wall map here must look original, not really fake. So that's why the letter was multi-purposing and multitasking that criteria in that area for that purpose. Otherwise, right there by me, Wayne Hassad does is toned.